Welcome to Rich Talk, where we keep the conversation going. The host of this episode,
Autumn, D'Andrea,
Shayler,
Chris.
Ivan.
Welcome back, everybody, to Rich Talk. I am AK, and we are on episode 6. We got a lot to get into today, y'all. It's kind of exciting.
I'm excited.
Because we talking about where the money resides.
Hey.
Money resides.
Hey, where the money resides?
And we got 5 people. It's a full house.
This is a different episode. This is a different
We
episode.
getting into everybody's pockets.
I finally got double booked.
Looking busy.
This is the key after the key.
Y'all funny.
Oh my goodness.
No, but alright, so the first thing we gonna get into is we're gonna talk about how black people really don't invest. I don't feel like we invest in a lot of things. Starting with like investment portfolios because we so young.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And that's the thing. We need to start talking about this younger. Like, so let's put this on the table. Like, what you know about investment?
I mean, so I'm not gonna hold y'all up. My mom is an accountant. So my mom taught me about like a lot when I was in middle school. Like my mom was teaching me how to balance checkbooks in middle school. I was talking about credit. I was talking about a lot of stuff. Now that's not to say I invested. The kid would be in a different place. But I definitely, my mom was one of those people that like taught me about it. I do wish I would have took her advice and like stuck it.
Right.
And used my money to invest in certain things because now I'm like, dang, where'd it go? But
So if you could do anything, like if you could give 2 pointers on investing or what you would do to invest, what would you do?
So I would definitely say starting young because we are young enough to where we can ride the wave of like highs and lows as far as like when it comes to money. We so young, we know that it's gonna come back.
Right.
So it's okay with basically like taking chances because I mean chances do make champions.
Yeah.
So we gotta be okay with being like, dang, I do got this extra money sitting to the side. Let me go ahead and invest it in this because I know it's gonna somehow come back. So somehow flip. But we also just gotta learn to be patient. I feel like too. Because we live in a time where everybody's scamming and everybody doing all type of stuff. We like where the money at right now.
Yeah.
So my advice would be to be patient and just if you have it to take the risk, like take the risk because it's gonna be worth it. It's always worth the reward in the end.
My suggestion, I think if you are gonna invest or purchase like expensive items, like put your money into things that are going to appreciate, you know, get some assets. I mean, even if you are young, I mean, it's nothing wrong with being like a young homeowner. You know what I'm saying? If you have the money to do it, that's a good investment. If you got a house at 20 and then by 25 or 30, you ready to sell it, you done gain some money. You know what I'm saying? That's a good flip. Like stuff like that, those are good like in types of investments. Getting into the stock market, I mean, it can be risky, but chances make champions. It's possible that you can walk away with, you know, some good money and things like that. So
I think just studying up on what you're gonna invest in. I know everybody kind of on this Bitcoin wave now. I just want people to know Bitcoin has been around for years.
Yeah.
And just because it's popular now doesn't mean you just throw your money into it. Study up on it still because it still is a stock now. Do I think everything will turn into cryptocurrency over time? Yes, because they diluting the purpose of our money right now because we overprint and we owe too much money and too many people is scamming. The dollar bill will be worthless in a minute.
Yeah.
That's just
Honestly,
a fact.
It's
So
decentralizing the money. Like
Exactly.
it's basically allowing for it not to be the U.S. dollar is worth this amount. Money is just gonna be money. Like it's just gonna be money. But I will also just suggest like use like different software. Like if you can't do it on your own, like there's apps. Like I use Acorns, which is a good app.
Great app.
It pulls money out for me. And I'm not the most like financially inclined. Like I'm not at all. Like I'm still learning. It's gonna always be a learning process. My dad is an accountant. He didn't give me no type of tools. My dad is an accountant, and I don't know no type of financial literacy. But I'm trying. Like I'm trying, and like I got a little bit of money invested in Amazon. I have a little bit of money invested in Apple. Like I'm just doing it slowly, and Stash is a good one that for finding the different places you want to invest and like using it as like a third party to invest for you.
Right.
That's a good app to use. So those are my 2 suggestions, and really just like there's certain like influencers and different like financial people who are actually like gonna be able to give you a routine that you can stick to, but all I can suggest is find something that works for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and if you do have that extra bit of little money, invest it. Like they were saying, like invest it. Don't be afraid to. AK said it's gonna come back. So like, put it to the side and forget about it. Like, and just let it grow. Like,
What you think, Ivan?
Currently, I think so. I actually do invest. I got a Robinhood account. So
I do too, but I only got $20 in there. No,
it's
ain't
the
making
start.
nothing. So they
Got penny stocks.
Oh
They got penny stocks.
I've been investing for about, I want to say like about 4 months now. Not nothing too much, but my mentality was like, I was watching people and they were saying like, this the economy's down, this and that, but it's eventually gonna go back up.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do? Where do you want to be at when it comes up? Like you buy Coca-Cola every day, or you buy like these into these companies. Why not buy into these companies so that way you have a portion of that of what you're paying into. So if next time I buy a Pepsi or something like that, I'm what I'm saying, I'm just giving myself money because pretty much I bought into that. But it's something that I'm continuously learning. I will say that it's so many resources out there. Definitely weed out, because there's some people that will give you bad information. Yeah. There's some people that give you good information. It's really a lot of information out there. I say do your research as much as possible. But it's worth it for sure.
Definitely worth
You can
it.
check out 19 Keys on Instagram.
Follow him. I follow
19
him for sure.
Keys is a young black entrepreneur, very Afrocentric. But he talks a lot about financial literacy, especially in the black community, from investing in gold to cryptocurrency to basically just all of it. And I think that's I think it doesn't get talked about enough.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's almost like taboo in the black
Yeah.
community.
And I didn't bring up my dad to throw him under the bus, because at the end of the day, like, we have not been conditioned to invest. We have not been conditioned to teach our kids financial literacy. We are like we're just getting going. Like, we're just building wealth. So now that we're starting to build that wealth, like, we need to figure out how to best manage it and build more of it. So this is not to slight anybody, and don't be mad at your parents because they didn't tell you, because I mean, AK is like blessed, like, and now that she knows the information, she can use that to start herself off, and then start her family even better. And like, so it's really like just
one of the things I've learned so much. I want to say in the past, 3 years is rental properties. It's so
and that's really big.
Buying rental properties, especially in Detroit, like where we live, like it is crazy. Like, you can purchase a rental property for as low as I've seen $5,000.
And you can get them.
And you can put money into it at your own time. And once you get it livable, put somebody in it, you make it $800, $900 a month. You know what I'm saying? That's money that's yours. Yeah. It's paid off. That's just that you can pass that to your kids.
Definitely.
And then their kids and their kids. That's what it's all about, investing into yourself, so that way so that way you gain that generational wealth overall.
That's buying back the block.
Man,
I think that's my Nipsey.
I was gonna say modular homes too. Those modular home communities, that is easy. You can find one for about $5,000-$7,000. That's a good flip. People really live in those communities, and those houses. Those are nice homes. It's not like a trailer. It's not trash.
It's really almost a ranch.
Yeah, really, and they be nice. You can make them really nice, and people will pay good money to live in those.
I don't think people really realize how much real estate is in Detroit, and I only know how much is there because I work for the city. So it's like, when I see all these other cultures coming down there buying all these properties, I'm like, where the black people at? Like, why we not buying houses? Why all the
I was gonna say, why do we don't share that type of knowledge with each other? Like, Jay-Z's been speaking about this for quite some time.
Well, I think it's one of those things where it's like, people won't speak on something they really know nothing about.
Okay. And I feel like everybody be so scared to be like, dang, I don't want to ask nobody about this because I don't want to look dumb, or I don't want to feel like I'm ignorant. And it's like, sometimes we got to ask. Like, I don't have no problem asking. Like, all these apps y'all just named, I'm for sure asking again when this is over. Like,
and I'll try to drop them in the comment thing below. But Yeah, we trying to get each other hip. Like,
Yeah.
we don't got all the answers.
Right.
Like, even in us having this conversation with y'all, we're still learning, and it's going to be a continuous learning process because we started so many years back. Like, they've had money to play with. Like, we just getting money.
We,
like,
okay,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
what I'm
Like,
saying. I just want people to know too, especially in the Black community, like it's not a competition. Like us building financial wealth, you know what I'm saying? Like for our community is a good thing. If you got tea, if you know how to flip some money,
Tell me.
telling your sis is not gonna make your pockets dry. It's enough money out here
not.
for all of us. I
Definitely
promise you.
Out there.
I
for
promise
real.
you it's enough money.
Yeah.
I've never understood that.
Me
Me
either.
But like I do. It's white supremacy, oppression, and making us feel like we're crabs in the barrel and we have to
That's
climb on
true.
top of one another.
That's true.
So I do get it, but we have to recondition ourselves to believe
We do.
like we in this together. Like, and our biggest strength is one another. Like,
I was
honestly,
gonna say we
like,
are each other's
yes,
investments.
yes,
Like
yes,
invest in me. Like invite me into your space. Like I can help you. You can help me. It's
Absolutely.
not a competition. And I think
And,
sometimes
I
we
feel
forget
like,
that.
I feel like a big thing that we need to do is start investing in more land.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with
Listen,
that.
One thing, my pops just did that.
Bro, because it's one thing to have a house, you can flip a house. But let me tell you something, having land is going to be more valuable than anything you
Anything,
place on
yeah.
that piece of land.
Yeah.
I promise you.
It's just like on Rawsonville. I mean, y'all not from Ypsi and Belleville, but it's a street called Rawsonville, and right off the freeway is just a bevy of restaurants: McDonald's, KFC, Wendy's,
That little
all
strip.
that. There's a Taco Bell that's probably only been there for about 10 years. But prior to that, there used to be a house. That piece of land, they got bought out for millions of dollars just for that piece of land, just so Taco Bell can be there. But it's not the house that was worth it. It's that plot of land. So yeah, you might buy a piece of land off in the country, but 20 years from now,
It's
it
gonna
ain't no
be-
telling if that's gonna be a
Right.
city or
Yeah.
not. You know what I'm
That's true.
saying?
That's
Walmart might come through and might be like, hey man, we got 8 million for this little 10, 20 acres you got. Hey, you can have it. I'm out the
feel
door.
me? Yeah,
It's
so
an
much.
investment. That's an
Exactly.
investment
Do
though.
your
Yeah.
research. Like pick
Yeah.
a pick
That's
a,
very
pick,
important.
pick a good piece
Research
of
is key.
land. Like
That's what you was saying
and
about
like
Jay-Z.
pick a good piece of land and then also like understand trends. Like because
Absolutely.
and study it. And that's what Jay-Z is preaching. He's talking about they have like invested themselves into this. Like this is what they do. So like if we want to succeed at it, like this has to be what we do. Like
Yeah.
it can't just be something that we pick up and we throw a couple dollars in and here and there. You know what I'm saying? This has to be something that we know, like, or we're not going to be able to benefit off
Right.
of it as much as we can or as much as we should, because our dollars, like black dollars, matter, and they matter just as
So
much
much.
or if not more than these other dollars, because we have so much cultural capital,
Yeah,
like because we
absolutely.
are the standard. So when we're going into these investments, understand that the money that you're putting there, it can grow as much as you know.
I feel like a big thing about that is the black dollar doesn't circulate in the black community.
It
That's
doesn't.
the
It
issue.
doesn't.
And that's another
doesn't.
big,
It
and I
doesn't.
feel like that's another reason we don't talk about credit or financial literacy is because we don't even circulate our own money with each other. So it's
Yeah.
hard to come tell you about something if I'm not
Yeah.
even gonna spend my money with you. I'm not even trying to hear it. Hey man, you know, I'm thinking about buying such and such over here so I can do this with my company. Well, I do the same thing. Why don't you buy it with me?
Right.
So then it stay in our community.
Right.
We're not circulating our own dollar. If you drop $1 in the Asian neighborhood, you know how long that dollar gonna
Everybody
stay in
getting
that
their nails.
neighborhood?
Everybody
Yeah.
buying some nail supplies.
And
It's
like
gonna stay in that
right,
neighborhood.
and
I
he
hate
got
to say it like that.
I feel you.
And not to bring up Jay-Z, but he got backlash for talking about cultures who are known for having financial literacy. But it's true.
It's
like
very-
it,
I
it's
have
true.
a friend, I worked at a bank, and I have a friend, he's literally maybe 18, 19 years old. His dad he has already stocks. He has so much stuff already, like he has thousands of dollars
up.
at 19. He goes to U of M, and he's just like, yeah, like my dad been putting me hip since I was like 16 years old. I've been investing in stuff. He been investing in stuff. Like
And that's
he's
what
gonna
we
be
should be
set. He's not
doing.
even gonna be in debt by the time he get out.
That's what we
But
should be
he's
doing.
he's not black, obviously.
Right.
I'm trying to think. He's not he like in Bangladesh. He's from Bangladesh.
Okay. Yeah, and and we just don't value. Like I mean, because we just getting started, and because we have to unlearn all these things that we were conditioned. Like we don't understand the value of what we could do. You know what
We
I'm
really
saying?
don't.
Like
Yeah.
and I'm so grateful that we having this conversation and we chopping it up about this, because like once we know better, we can start doing better.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I'm not going to hold you up. When my mom told me about credit cards, y'all remember being at that table like, oh, all I asked her to give me was the card. Why is we talking about the credit card? I'm so irritated. But I had to realize, like, my mom was doing that because, like, she like, I mean, something happened to me, I got to teach you how to, like, take care. I ain't going to hold y'all up. At 17, y'all, I could balance a whole household. Like, money and everything. And it's like, now when people come to me, like, I'm not going to say, like, my credit is the best. And I'm, I didn't.
Work in progress.
Work in progress. You feel me? Hope my mama don't see this. I was just playing. But like if somebody else comes to me, I definitely can tell somebody like, no, when you doing this for credit, like do X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Like if even people call like, can I speak to your mom about something? I'll be like, you sure can. Talk to the math whiz. She can tell you anything you want to know because I feel like I'm not gonna keep a gem to my mom to myself. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm not gonna keep the information that she taught me to myself. I feel like it's my duty to share it with my friends because I don't want to be in a good position and they're like, I'm the only one up.
Right.
There ain't nobody else around me up. Like that's bold. Like
right.
you know, like
cold.
Right. Especially
like I can't.
Especially when it's not even I'm putting $1 in your pocket. It's just I'm helping you learn how to move so you can put $1 in your own pocket.
Right.
Like that's
how
it.
we
Like
saying.
yes. Like we've
teach
talked
you how
about
to
this.
fish,
or I
can give you the fish.
Exactly. And we trying to teach
you
y'all
how
how
to
to fish.
yeah.
And we trying to teach each other how to
Right.
fish. Like that's just the mentality that we're on. And
That's what I'm always on.
okay. And like please, y'all join us on this wave, like, because that's the wave.
That's the way.
Because I don't know everything, but I'm trying to learn more.
Man, what?
Yeah.
So you can teach your kids, and you can teach
Right.
your kids, and that way when we gone, we like, I mean, we know we built this generational
It's-
wealth, so all of these kids, we good. Like
Right, we good.
I
We
can sit
did
back
our-
and chill because I know my kid Gucci. Like,
we did our part.
It's this stuff like this is so empowering because it's so much game to give. Like I give out so much game to like my littler homies because I'm more like I feel like I tell them all the time I can tell you about credit not because my credit is great, it's because I messed it up already. So by me messing it up, I've looked and searched for the things to fix it. But now that I know how to fix it, I also know how to start somebody from scratch and have them have an 800 credit score. Like it's little things like if your mama got established credit, if your daddy got established credit, it don't cost them nothing and it don't do nothing for them to take their name and put you on their credit card and you get all that credit history.
When I tell you, that's exactly when I started college. My mom that's exactly what she did because her credit was good. So I started out with good credit. But I was appreciative that my mom was knowledgeable and she didn't mess my name up, you know, because that can happen too, where people be doing stuff like that. But if you're responsible, I feel like that's a good thing. If you know that you're going to be paying this off, it's just a gas card or whatever, that's a great way to build credit for your child before they go to college or something if they need that type of stuff.
Or secure credit cards.
Or
Secure credit cards is a thing.
Slept on.
Yeah, all you, especially for kids in college and stuff, this is something that y'all should really look into. So essentially you saving and you creating a credit portfolio at the same time. You take $500, however much you got, if you got $250, you put it down and that's your credit limit. And anytime you want a credit increase, guess what you do? You put more money into it. But at the any time you want to take your $400, your $500 back, you can. So you saving and you building a credit portfolio at the same time. This is things they don't teach you.
So much game to it, man.
And they make it so complicated. You know, sometimes it's the verbiage. It just be like, what does all of this mean? Like, what is all of this saying? They do that on purpose, you know.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to ask, and don't be afraid to ask someone else if you're not getting the answer that you need.
And understand there are three different types of credit scores. Don't look at one and think that's what your credit score. All of them report differently. Trust me.
So I hope y'all really taking in what we saying because I'm really taking it in what we saying. I definitely want me an investment portfolio now. So y'all stay tuned because we got some things to get off our chest. We gonna get it off in a second.
Get it off your chest.
All right, y'all, welcome back. We got something that we all need to get off our chest because everybody got different views. We gonna talk about this timeline of what everybody expect for you to be out your parents' house. You feel me? Like, everybody got different timelines. Some people say they stay till they married. If you like me, I'm leaving. Listen, I'm ready to go when I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody telling me when to leave. But, I mean, I do feel like it's the age when you should leave. I ain't going to hold y'all up. I ain't going to say the age out loud because I'm low-key creeping up. So, but, I mean, I definitely feel like I got the type of parents that my mom don't want me to leave. Well, my mom and my dad don't want me to leave until my everything is together. Because my mom, like, when you leave, I don't want you to come back I want you to stay gone.
See, but the thing about that is, and it's a blessing.
Right.
That's not a luxury men get.
It's not, because I ain't going to
Not all men. Not all men.
This is
I was
true.
gonna
Not all
say,
men.
mamas love they son.
No.
We're not about to generalize.
No.
But talk your shit.
I would say the
Talk.
consensus, men usually get kicked out first.
Yeah.
Not all men, but
don't
I would
know.
say the majority. But most of them men that stay at home with just their mama is with just their mama.
You right.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you.
So-
My daddy will be like,
You feel me?
you gotta go.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
so, like
Another thing is, daughters stay on payroll longer too, but
What
that's
you mean?
another.
Okay,
No. Hold on. Don't say it's not a negative sense.
It's not.
It's not because y'all.
I'm privileged.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Okay, on payroll. What you mean on
Because
payroll?
I'm like,
So
25, pay
it's
my
funny
own
because
phone.
me and Shayla was kind of joking about it before we started, but he
Yeah.
was like, "You kind of traumatized because he understand my situation because I did get kicked out. Like it was like, hey,
You gotta go.
like I'm not gonna say my mama didn't help me. My mama
Right.
got me, my brother, and my homie a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you, mama. let's get that out the way. The trailer wasn't the best.
It wasn't. I stayed there. Come
And
on.
you know what I'm saying? Hey,
I was in there too.
I was in there.
listen.
In the trenches.
It
the
wasn't,
trenches.
and but you
I
know,
know.
but it was one of them things. Like I appreciate it because it was enough.
Okay.
But I feel like a lot of times it's like, hey, bro, you 18.
I ain't gonna hold you up. Yeah.
Them, I get out.
They do be doing that.
So I feel like with women, it's a little more like, okay, the world is a little more,
Harsh.
not even necessarily
Yeah.
harsh. It's harsh for us, but for us, even with my son, it's like I still want him to be able. I tell Shayla all the time, I want him to be able to express himself. Understand that it's okay to cry, but at the
Yeah.
same time, my nigga,
Don't be doing all that.
you gotta
gotta be
man
shy.
up sometimes, bro.
exactly.
And that's
Yeah.
just real. You gotta man up
But I feel like
sometimes.
the same thing for girls though too.
Yeah.
And that's the same,
Yeah.
but I feel like with girls, they get nurtured a little more.
Yeah.
We
Like
do.
I know girls
We
that be
do.
when y'all stay at home, it's not a big deal.
Nah.
If we stay
Well,
at
I don't know
home,
because
It's a
Let me
big,
tell
it's
you.
I
a
don't
big
know,
issue.
because my dad, he gets to the point where he be like, damn, like you here every day.
No
Like,
man.
hey, you
my
gonna leave?
dad. When
But
I
my
go
mama-
home, like, cause my mom and dad are separated now. So when
Okay.
I go home, I stay with my dad. The times when I've moved home, like during summertime after with college, I've lived with my dad. My daddy wait on me hand and foot. Dad, keep bringing the remote.
I wish.
I don't wash no dishes. I don't have to
wish.
do nothing. I do
Oh,
laundry.
man.
I cook. But
Yeah.
other than that, my dad, I don't pay no bills. I do whatever I
Girl,
want.
bye.
I just
Yeah.
always make sure I'm home
I
at the time.
wish.
And-
My daddy is
and-
the complete opposite. He be telling my mama like, why'd you feed her
No,
own ass?
my dad,
Yeah.
look, he be wanting me to stay. He don't be wanting me to go back to school. He be
But
like,
yeah.
I want you to
that
stay.
I think that's just.
We don't have that
I think
luxury.
it's just a man
It's the-
financially
yeah,
thinking, bro.
that's-
Because like I got a son, and when I found out I was having a son, I was like, all right, it's time to go harder because I need to know. I feel both this way about both my kids. I'm having a daughter, but I feel like I need to give them the game, but it's a little different for him.
Right.
I need to give him a different type of game.
Right.
With her, the first thing I thought is, there go my pockets. Like I'm just gonna be honest because I've dated women my whole life, and we're just gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Most girls look for the same thing they daddy gave them, if not better. And if you got a girl who daddy give them the world, my guy,
Now
you better
see,
expect to
but
give
we-
her the world.
My dad is like, it's like really weird because like my dad is like, he's like super like no. But at the same time,
But your mom's that.
I ain't gonna hold you up. If I ask my
Right.
dad, I can ask my dad. He be like, no, and
He's
low
still
key,
looking
like
for
2
you.
hours later, he
Yeah.
be like, all right, I know you sitting over here.
Nah.
My mom, on the other hand, she be like, don't do that to my baby.
you see, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I feel like we get kicked out, bro.
Man,
Yeah,
what?
we get kicked out.
I got
And they-
kicked out 3 times, man.
Ooh,
Really? That's
I
crazy.
can't relate.
I can't
They was
relate
ready for me
either.
to
I've
go.
I've left on my own, like,
Yeah.
Right.
and I will always have a spot to go back to, whether
Same.
I have a bed there or not. I may
Right.
be not
I've been on
as
the couch.
comfortable as I want to, but I always have a home to go back to, and I
Right.
am grateful for that. And that does give me flexibility
Yeah.
to like push my limits and really get out here and get it. So I do believe we started this on when should you leave your parents' house, and I really feel like it's up to you, like in your specific circumstances,
Yeah.
like whatever is going to work for your family,
Right.
you know,
Whatever
like
gonna
what is your
benefit you.
what your people what is your people allowing?
For argument's sake,
how
how about everybody just give a number?
okay,
Okay, I'ma
I'll
give-
give a number.
I'm gonna say like 27. 728 for me.
Damn.
I ain't gonna hold you up. Yeah, for me, I ain't gotta go.
For a man too?
No, okay. For a guy,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with like 25 at the latest.
So you cool with dating a 25-year-old that's living with his mama though? That's cool.
I mean,
AK
I
would
have,
do that,
yeah,
yeah.
I have.
I mean,
Because
I'm
I can't
just
judge
making
it because
sure it's
I'm living
Because
at
some
home with my
people be-
mom.
Some-
But if your shit together, what I'm gonna complain for? You live at home with your mom,
So-
but you got a car, you got a job, you
Right.
handle your business. You just making sure when you do
This
leave
is
your mom
my
off for good.
question though.
Wait, let's give everybody. Let everybody do the
Oh
number.
yeah, let's do the number. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say I feel like you should be out of your parents' house by 21. But that is if you did not. I feel like that's its circumstances. I feel like if you go to college, that's your
Right.
It's a little
Well, that's
different.
yeah.
But I feel like just off rip, I would just say 21. At 21, I think that you're an adult. You should be able to go experience the world. As such.
I think I'm not going, but I think that's young.
I think that's I'm glad my mama did.
And the thing is, okay, I'm gonna just say this because I left on my own
Right.
at 18.
Same.
Like I left on my own. And it was just.
Sound right.
Yeah,
that sound right.
That's not.
Yeah, that sound
He
right.
was there, like, and it was just
Mhm.
like,
That shit was
it was different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it was an experience. Like,
That's true.
and it was just like. Now I go and tell my siblings, I go and tell my younger cousins, I tell anyone younger watching this, stay as long as you possibly can. As long as your parents will allow you to. Build up your savings account. Like, practice paying that rent. If you know your rent is gonna be $900, set $900 aside for 3-4 months every month and see how you living. See how you're living, because then you'll be able to be equipped when you do step out.
Exactly.
So my number. See, I really don't have a number, but I'm going to say, just for argument's sake, I'm going to say, because I'm gonna say 27, 28 with you, AK,
Period.
because I feel like around 30, your life should be coming together.
It's
Like, it should be
Unpopular
coming together.
opinion.
Yeah.
I do not agree with this
That's
conversation
what-
right
that's
now.
what-
Okay.
I'm gonna say 27, 20, like that's when you
That's
should.
too
I'm
low.
saying you left, you came back a couple times.
what
like
I'm saying.
that's what I'm saying. 27, 28 is when you should be like, okay, I'm not going back no more. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
Okay.
even listen, like my parents had an experience where. I'm gonna just like be 100% transparent. Like, my parents had me when they were like 21, 22, and like I'm the oldest, and they was together, then they separated, and when they were separated, like my dad went back home to stay with his parents and still had me as well, and my mom went home to her parents and she still had me and her and my sister at that point. So it's just like, at the end of the day, like, I mean, that's a different time, and we are still trying to break these generational curses and build generational wealth, and like those are things that we hope to improve on within our generation as well. But even still, with our generation, we're going to face things that like we may not have seen coming. Like, and it's always, you always have to plan for always have to expect the unexpected.
Exactly.
And with that being said, that's the only reason why I'm saying 27, 28 is because you don't know everybody's experience or what's going to happen. Like, they could have fall on some hardship and need like that security.
Okay.
I agree.
So I agree and I disagree on that. Mine is 25.
Okay.
I thought he was gonna say like shit 16.
I mean, like, no, he might.
Listen, so I got basically put out on my own when I got put out. Not necessarily put out, but I used to live with my grandparents. And my grandparents basically sold the house that my family had been in for 25 years, and they was like, "Hey, y'all not coming with us."
Grandparents
So-
are different breed
so-
though.
no,
Grandparents
but-
different.
But it's the same. It's still
That's
them
okay.
basically my parents.
Yeah.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
okay.
Like, not to discredit my mom
But
and
yeah,
my
she-
dad, but you
No, I
know,
feel it.
I love you.
yeah. But so it was just one of them things where it was just like, you gotta get it now.
Yeah.
It wasn't no, hey, did you save up? It wasn't none of that. It was just like,
Go.
figure it out. And mine's is 25 because I think if I'm telling you, hey, you got to 25 to get it together. But once you hit 21 in this house, I ain't gonna make you go crazy, but you gonna pay one bill in this house just so you can get an understanding of how this goes. You know what I'm saying? And then you still 21 to 20, bro. 21 is a kid. I don't care what
21
nobody.
is a kid.
21.
I'm
21
21.
is a
You
child.
just learning what the,
I guess I'm speaking from the
Everything.
sense of
everything
that we went to school.
everything got your mistakes. You
Yeah.
learn like, damn, this you got.
I guess for me,
Yeah.
since I'm considering like because I went to college, right? So for me, 18 through 21, I was like in school. Now, I went to school past that too. It took me a while to graduate. But listen,
We ain't talking about that.
what I'm saying is like at 21, when most people are graduating college, I feel like that's a good time to go back home. I'm feeling like if you went to school,
Okay.
21 is a good time to go back home so you can really, because you've had that chance to live by yourself. You can go home, reestablish yourself. You're working a job. Like now you kind of more so know what it feels like to be an adult.
So I
But
technically
if
wouldn't
you
feel
didn't-
like that's moving out.
But-
if you going to stay at college, you
They know you
still
coming back.
Yeah, so
But I'm
it's,
saying
I
for
feel
people
like
who
that's a little
didn't go to
different.
school and you have that time to be at home and to work a real job, by 21, you need to move out.
I think it's too early because you still.
But
She's
you've been
saying
doing
that
the
you've
work
been in the
since you've been
world.
out of
You've
high
been in the
school.
world. You never
But
went
that's
For
to
still
college.
not
somebody in
the-
college,
yeah.
you're
But-
still kind of like structured. You have a schedule still. You're not just
It's-
working a 9 to 5.
But
And
it's-
you're doing a lot of different
But see,
things.
one thing I will say is, even from my friends that I know have graduated, it's completely different.
It
It
is.
It's completely different, and
I should have went back home, but
that's why I think like 25 is because even with men, they said that hole in our head don't close up till we 25.
I can believe it.
But it's not. But that's because people not getting the proper training. If you staying in the house at 25, and I'm like, hey, if you're gonna be here, you're gonna pay the one bill.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're gonna be here, you gotta save. So then when you 25, and it's like, all right, you really ain't got no excuses.
Yeah.
At 21, you still got an excuse.
You
I just
still-
turned old enough to
Right.
drink. I'm
Right,
getting
right.
drunk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So, but I get
25
what
is
I
too
get
old
where
for me.
Dee Dee is coming from. I get where DeAndrea is coming from. Period. Say her full name.
Okay.
But you have to experience something. You have to step out.
You do.
And
25 is way too old to be just at your mama's house
just
paying
be,
one bill.
just be
So
experiencing.
I don't know.
So and
I
she's
just-
saying that you never experienced college, so you haven't even stepped out on your own at all, and you 21. Like I do think that that's young, but I do think that it's important that we impact on our youth that
Right.
they do need to experience.
So-
things.
I-
But I don't think that stops
however,
you. I don't-
however you get that experience.
I don't think it stops because, like, in my household, like, I'm saying, like, I can stay there, but my mom would never let me stay. Do no 2 rules in my house. If you gonna stay here and live with my parents, you gotta either be working or you gotta be in school. That's the only reason why my mom and them never bothered me because I was
And
in
that's
school.
what I'm
I'm
saying.
looking at
And
it
then
from a
after school, I started working.
Right.
And then my mom basically said, like, when she was younger, she didn't have that luxury. My grandma was like, girl, you gotta go. Like, my grandma was like, you gotta give your sister and them allowance and stuff like that.
Okay,
Like,
I think this is what it is. I think we're just looking at it from 2 different
That's what I was
perspectives.
gonna say too.
Because I
so.
think from the male perspective, I look at it that way because it's more so of a. I feel like when I finally started getting money, I latched on to something really quick.
Right.
So like, not to discredit my relationship, I love my girl, but like as soon as I started bettering myself,
you got addicted
I
to that.
I got addicted to something
As you
else.
should.
And no, that's a fact. But I
Yeah.
feel like if I would have took the time, because I'm glad I'm with who I'm with.
Right.
If I could have took the time and still been able to learn myself,
Right.
learn how to spend my money better,
Right.
and then be like, hey, we still here.
But my thing is the reason why I'm coming from a perspective of like, let's say you don't have that back and forth where you go to school, you come back. I'm saying from high school to 27, if you are living in the home that
That's a
entire
whole.
time,
I feel you on that.
what type of experiences in
I
the
feel
real
you on
world are
that.
you getting? Because you are, to me, that's still being very sheltered.
So I think 20, but only thing you being sheltered from is the experience of living on your own.
Honestly,
Right,
yeah.
Which
but
is-
that's a big deal. I don't want to be 28 years old and being like,
Never
dang,
lived
I
alone.
ain't never.
But that's-
I
I
gotta
said-
buy knives and forks and spoons. Like, I
Right.
want to. I've been
But-
living on my own since I was 18. So now, although I have struggled, and I probably should have went back home a few times. Now I really know. Now that I'm 26, I'm coming to a space where I really feel like I'm a grown woman. I know a lot now. I've been
Right.
through
That's
a lot
the
of
importance
things
of learning
to
from
where
that
I can.
struggle.
Yeah, because now I have so many different experiences I can pull from. If I stayed at home with my dad, like I said, how my dad treated me, I would not have none of those
But
experiences.
that's why I said
I
my-
might have the money, but that don't mean
So
when I
what-
get on into the real world, I'm gonna
You need
use it
the
correctly.
You
experience.
need the experience. Okay,
Yeah.
but
But
how can
that's
I
why-
feel like this? Like when I talk about this, like to my parents and stuff like that, like my mom honestly, my mom and my dad honestly felt like you don't gotta struggle. If you don't have to struggle, you shouldn't have to struggle.
Yeah, but
Which
what
is
are you
love
learning
that.
which is why me being in my house and stuff like that and living with my parents, like I definitely have lived by myself. You feel me? Went away to college, had my own place, came back. But however, my mom and my dad's really stuck on like, if you don't gotta struggle, why should we make you struggle? Everybody
feel that.
should have the
Let me-
luxury of not doing
Okay.
it.
It makes
Go
sense.
ahead,
Mine's
go ahead,
this
go
make mine make sense. I say 25 because from the point that you was born to 25, if I did everything like I said, once you turn 21, you're gonna start paying some bills around this house. Even if it's $300 a month,
Right.
it ain't gotta be nothing extreme, but
Right.
just to get you in the habit of paying something and understand that you got bills. Up until 25, you gotta get out, and there's no reason you should have to come back.
Okay.
Versus dropping you out at 21 and you be like, I need to come back. I
Alright,
can understand
okay.
it. At 25, you should know enough. You should have saved enough.
I like
you
that.
25, you not dumb no
Right,
more.
no,
You done had your
yeah.
drinking and your
But
party.
there's still lessons to be
Yeah.
There's
Okay,
always
but you
gonna
never
be
said-
lessons to be
It's
learned.
always
But
gonna
your
be
lessons
to
should
learn.
be, but you've learned enough to take, the lessons you gonna learn be more relationship and life shit.
Right, right.
And what you gonna get regardless just from being, like, you can't just sit in this crib. Go stay the night at one of them girls' houses.
Right.
Go stay the night at
Listen,
your boyfriend's
right.
house. You gotta still live your life, but I think it's
I
one
ain't
of them
staying
things
the
where
night
it's,
at my boy house when
No,
I'm
no.
with my dad.
Period.
No.
I love that
I can't
mentality
come
too.
home late like that. I would never.
Girl,
I would
what? My daddy
never.
straight be at the breakfast table like, what time you come?
Not
back?
even because I can't, but because it's a dad and a
Respect.
daughter.
It's
He
about
look at me.
respect, I feel
Yeah,
like,
so it's
too, when
like
it comes to a
I'll
certain-
come home
But
at
see,
2,
I'm
3 in the
having a
morning.
daughter though, and I feel like I'm not gonna treat my daughter
My
like
dad
that
did-
because you deserve to live your life just like my son should live his life.
My niece
I'm
is
not about
gonna
to
be
do-
home at a certain time. Like, she's
I'm not gonna hold up my dad.
No. If she no. I said
didn't
stay
have
the
to.
night. If she 21, 22, I'm gonna be like, hey, if you gonna be out past 2 o'clock,
Just stay where you at.
Yeah, and that's where my dad be at with my dad.
I would rather
Yeah.
you be safe. Don't be
Yeah.
coming driving
Yeah.
home
Yeah.
4 or 5
Of
in the
course.
morning.
Of
Right,
course.
that be me because I'm like my dad not about to see me come creeping in at
Yeah,
four.
stay where you at.
No,
Stay
no,
where you
no,
at.
I'm
definitely
That's
with
the
you on
mentality.
That's
that.
just
But-
a safety thing.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
you know,
right.
I'm like, I'm
My
not
dad was the
creeping in
same way. I
nobody's
don't want
house
you
at
drunk.
4
Like, just
a.m.
go stay where you.
Stay
But I
where
wanted to
you
touch
at.
on what you had said about your parents saying if you don't have to struggle, why would you struggle? Because I think that's something that we really need to put into the Black community.
I think so,
But and I think that we too often be like the struggle is just a part of being Black, like or
Get
just
out the mud.
a part
Yeah,
of
we don't gotta
a
get
part
out the mud.
a part of growing, and that's the thing is like it is, but if you can create that struggle in a healthy environment where you can still learn and like you can still like be able to fall and not fall too far,
Yeah.
I think that's helpful. And the one thing that I would say about your family, AK, and about you is like even though you may have not like been out on your own for as long as maybe somebody else, but you still had the wherewithal to know how to do it.
Oh,
because
definitely,
your
definitely.
family taught you
Yeah.
that
Right.
thing. So, and I think that's where we need to grow as a culture is we as Black people need to learn how to teach our kids these things without making them struggle to get them.
Yeah.
Like we need to be better. We need to educate ourselves more. We need to elevate as parents, as the mentors of a younger generation. We need to figure out how to educate them and impart these principles that they need to live on their own
Right.
while they're with us.
Yeah.
And that's on us. We need to charge ourselves and take accountability of doing that. And so
That's healthy.
when or how or the age that you move out, like we said, like that's based on you. We all have our own perspectives.
Exactly.
We all have our own perspectives, and everyone is going to have their own
And it
perspective.
depends upon the child too.
Yeah, because some people are.
Some children pick up on different things better
Right.
than
Yeah,
others.
right,
And that's just
right.
with anybody.
Right. So figure it out for yourself, and whatever works for you and your family, do that.
Yeah, but
I
don't pressure your children to
Definitely
be out at a certain
don't.
age because of what everybody else say.
No.
If that child look like he need to stay, if it look like he need to stay,
Let him
Keith,
stay.
let him stay.
Especially if you can allow for it.
You
You
know
know,
what
like
I'm
across
saying?
the
If
board,
you can
we all
afford
pretty
it,
much
if
agree,
you can
like,
afford
20s
it.
pretty much is winning.
I just
Yes.
never really understood the whole thing about just like get out, like why?
Right.
I live
It's
here,
right,
like,
right.
It's a black.
Right.
And
And
But my thing is like why? Like, are you moving? Are we downsizing the home?
Right.
Like,
And
if
you
you not afford
like-
to keep me, I've been
Right.
here.
And
all
they be
these
so
years, like-
they be thinking they so cute. Like, yeah, you gotta go. Like, you gotta.
I don't get the joke.
Are you big and bad?
I be like, are you turning my room into an office?
Right, Like,
So you can do what? Have sex around the house?
right.
Dude,
You been doing that.
How you think I got here?
Right,
How you
like-
think my little like, bro?
Like, come on,
I
like
agree.
we gotta be better, and we gotta stop with the extras. Like,
Okay.
just protect your kids, like, and help them grow. Like,
Help.
Right, like y'all, you
So-
already financially stable. Why do you want to see them like?
We
Right.
not slighting
Yeah.
our parents, by the way.
I love
Definitely
my
not.
parents.
Y'all did
and,
a
like,
great job.
You did a great job.
did a great job.
And each experience is your experience.
Absolutely.
And don't let the conditions, the socialization of
The world.
the world of where you have to be and when you have to be there control what you do.
Yeah.
Because of whoever out there, quote unquote, judging us, ain't doing what we doing. Cause the Hispanics stay with each other.
The Arabic
Arabics
grandma, Nana.
And a whole big old house.
The Arabics stay with each other.
Man,
The Asians stay with each other. Them white kids be worth $2 million by the time they 18 and stay in the crib till
So
they
they 30.
25.
Look.
Rob Kardashian and moved back about 40 times, and he got all the
what?
money in the world.
They got a
It
whole
don't
little
matter.
TT. Like,
And keep in mind,
It's okay to man.
and keep in mind, our prosperity does not benefit them. So they want us conditioned to not be helping one another.
Right,
So when we
right.
start helping one another and we create that space for us to grow and be supported, we're going to grow as a community.
That's a fact.
so that's what we had to get off our chest, y'all. Don't forget to move on your own timeline because don't let nobody tell you when you gotta get out. If you're gonna stay there, but don't be overdoing it though. Don't overdo your welcome. Go home sometime. Or find your home. Or find
Go
your
home
home.
sometime.
But stay tuned because we about to unpack America,
Yeah.
the ghetto.
Unpacking America.
All right, y'all, we back. We about to unpack the ghetto.
Yes, sir.
AKA, we about to unpack America. Y'all might want to pack y'all bags back up, but it's okay. We've been here long enough, might as well stay. So we about to talk about black luxury.
Ooh.
I know, I'm excited because some of y'all think we can't overdo it with black luxury, and some of us think, why not? You feel me? If you gotta do it, if you're gonna flaunt it, flaunt it. But we're gonna dig into the history of it and what exactly it is. Because a lot of people have different definitions of black luxury. It be the small stuff that be luxury to you, and it be big stuff to people that be luxury. So, like for me, black luxury to me is being able to step outside your means at any time. So, like, I mean, shit, sometimes I might get up and be like, you know what? When I go get this pedicure later, I'm going to get the extra $15, $20 on top of the pedicure because
That's
I only
a
be getting a
luxury.
$35 one, so why not get a $50 pedicure?
That's
Why not? You feel me?
Facts.
Like, that
Facts.
might be like luxury to you. Shit, sometimes I'll be like, I mean, I might give me some inches. That's luxury. You feel me?
Facts.
Like, little stuff like that is luxury. But some people think luxury, like, I mean, today I'm going to get this Gucci bag. Yesterday I could only afford the
Before
Michael Kors bag. I don't know.
Right.
before the expensive people hop in, I want to.
Right.
I want
That's how we get the men on the end.
I want to.
We might do a side profile
I want to
on
climb in too. On the simple
Before
stuff.
we let him
Like-
finish that,
Simpler things in life.
Simpler things in life.
the small stuff.
I didn't even wear the
While
white
we're
stick
appreciating,
today.
while we're appreciating the small things.
Y'all are funny. While we're on the little subject.
Right.
Little luxuries of life. Now let me stop.
No, like.
You're funny.
No, we just having a good time. But honestly, like black luxury to me, I vibe with what you say, AK. This is why we click or whatever.
You feel me?
Because like I appreciate the simple things and like I mean yes, if I'm gonna go get a pedicure, I'm gonna get like the $50 one just
Right.
because like I'm treating myself. You know what I'm saying? Like and that's a luxury to me. But also like. It's not even so much as the brands for me. I mean, I do want some Louis Vuitton luggage. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you
feel
up.
me?
I do want some Louis Vuitton luggage, but like, it's not so much
Look, you
as
like got that up there.
it's not so much as the
It's on
brand.
the way.
It's not so much. It's not so much as the brands.
They're rich. Oh my God.
We're gonna talk to the regular luxury. Now let me stop.
We might have to have.
Shame.
We're gonna have 2 segments. We're gonna have,
A lot. Because currently, you feel me? They been with the money. So we just got there.
And they paid me well.
I'm just pulling up. I'm not even pulling up to the money. Like most of my money goes into investing in my businesses.
Okay.
I'm in school still, so like
My whip is still at the line.
like,
Shit,
I
I'm
mean,
trying to take my whip
so-
back. Hello, can I return it?
That's black
But-
luxury. For real.
Oh, okay. But not to say. I mean, but I'm not to. do what you want with your money.
Do
Like,
what
do
you
what you want
want.
with your money. Like, because we just got, I mean, like, now we just got money, but to have black wealth and to accumulate black wealth, like, it's revolutionary. Like, it's revolutionary because we never had it. So do what you want with your wealth.
Right.
But what I'm saying for me, black luxury, I mean, my grandparents, when I grew up, they were driving Cadillacs. So now I drive a Cadillac because that was the standard for me. That was the standard for me, and that was
Standard.
and that was the standard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like that was like, and to me that's black luxury, and that was luxe to me because it was like, ooh, like that leather. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, like I mean, y'all
feel me?
y'all doing
Yeah.
it. Like, and then
I agree.
we here in Michigan, and you know, we in Detroit now. I haven't always lived in Detroit, but we're in Detroit now, and that's why you see my man's with the bus
Bust
phone.
that.
He's the standard of black luxury in Detroit.
But like in our culture,
That's some things to say.
in our culture, especially Detroit, like we kind of set the standard for black luxury on a different scale. You know, with the minks, the floor length minks, the minks in general.
Look, why you rubbing your glasses?
The genie, when I rub it, the genie come out.
The bus.
don't know.
Where our wish is that?
Hello?
But listen.
You gotta get your own genie.
You selfish. Now let me know.
We just talked about that. Like, we just talked about
We
Let's talk
talking
about
black luxury,
generational
now it's a different
wealth. Hey,
topic.
you being selfish.
Okay, we're getting sidetracked. I'm gonna give it to him. Go ahead.
So black luxury. My thing is always being work hard, play hard.
Okay.
Always.
I
No,
like
that's
that.
a
As you
fact.
can see,
That's a fact.
as you
You
can
know,
see,
Ivan,
I
that's
work
a fact.
I work very, very hard for what I want. And when I do get it, I play hard. As you can see.
Period.
Right.
Black luxury, I think I've always wanted to look a certain way, dress a certain way. I've always been attracted to luxurious stuff, obviously. I'm still Frank Lucas mink. That's on the way. But
Yes, sir.
to me, it's just like kind of waking up and treating yourself, you know, as far as like, you know, you can afford it, go and get it. Because at the end of the day, you only live once.
Honestly.
You only get to look this way once. You only turn 28 once and get to wear the flyest clothes. So it's like, you don't want to look back and be like, dang, I had the money. Why didn't I just do that? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It just sat there in my account. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, I did the right things. I invested. I did this. I graduated. I did. Like,
That's
treat
the word.
yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's black luxury is a certain type of self care, if you will. You know?
Honestly,
That's the
it
word.
is.
And you wanna
the
feel
word.
good. You wanna live good. Get that 60-minute massage, cause boy, I'm about to get that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look.
but like yeah,
It's,
man.
it's
Like
definitely treating yourself, and it's definitely it's the feeling. Like, what makes you feel good? Like, what makes you feel lux? Like,
I was
that's
about
what
to say.
that's where you get. That's where luxury comes from. It's that lux feeling. Like, what makes you feel like, okay, yeah, I'm that guy. Like,
I'm that one, never that two. Like,
yeah,
what
and whatever makes you feel like that, that's luxury. Like, and it's more so a state of being versus what you have in most cases. Like, but sometimes the things that you have make you feel a little bit more. You know,
Yeah, it's
Right.
like I didn't understand until I started doing booths and stuff like that. I didn't understand it until I got there. Like, oh yeah, I feel like that
It
guy.
feels
It feels
good.
good
It feels
to get
good.
your bottles brought to you.
It feels
like,
so
it's
good.
you
different.
like another one, please.
Like, hold on. Like, I got my own little spot to sit, and I'm
Period.
like, I'm looking good, I'm feeling good. I got the people that I love around me. It's just a phenomenal feeling. It's just like, you know,
I think it depends on what you place your value in.
That-
It
that's
do,
true.
it
And
does.
that be luxury.
Yeah.
Like, to me, like,
this
It's
is
luxury.
come on, can you talk? Because you haven't talked.
Well, I'm
He
a,
like me.
I'm a
My
very,
money, my money.
no, it ain't
No,
even
go
necessary.
ahead.
I'm just a simple person. So, like, the luxurious things to me are just the time I can spend doing what I want to do with my people. Like, I've been at U of M for 6 years, and I know I recently went part-time, and yeah, I don't make as much money as I used to, but my bills still get paid, and I get to spend so much more time with my son and with my lady. You know what I'm saying? I get to travel and fly the world. Like, that's
That's
luxury
luxury.
to
It
me.
is.
Anything that's not a necessity
Right.
that you can do on your own time is a luxury. It don't not hold up though.
Yeah.
Because the
Talk
boy
cash.
plan on getting that Benz truck this
Oh,
year. I ain't gonna
period.
lie
And
to
that's
you.
luxury.
Yeah, I ain't
That ain't
gonna lie
where the
to
money
you.
reside.
That's it.
Come on
So
now.
it's just like it's what you place
Yes,
your
Benz
values
truck.
in, though. So it's different levels of luxury, especially for black people. It can be luxury just for you to buy that bag today, bro. Just for you, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I buy vinyls. I listen to vinyls. Like having a bunch of vinyls is a luxury to me.
Right.
It's a different thing. My boy got the buffs. He got the chain on the way. That's luxury. But he also got other things that is luxury to him. Spending time with his daughter is a luxury. Because a lot of people, the greatest currency on this planet is time. I don't care what nobody
No,
say.
that's
He said
like
it
our
is.
number
People
one-
like that. The greatest
Like
currency
limited
on this
resource.
planet
Like that's
is
something we can never
time.
get
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
It's
So
time.
you definitely gotta take all your time, and I also feel like you need to be picky about how you want to spend your time. So it's definitely a luxury.
So the biggest
It's
black,
definitely a luxury.
I think that's the biggest black luxury to me is time. Once you can learn to buy your time back, all the other stuff come with it. If you got the time and the time and the finances, if you got the time and the finances, it don't matter what you want.
Maximizing the value of your time. That's how you build black luxury.
That's it.
I didn't know that until today. But maximizing the value of your time is how you create black luxury, and that's how you become lux, or that's how
Right.
you shape that luxury into self-care, is because when you maximize your time and you get the most return investment on that time, and then I'm feeling good. Like, okay, so I instead of going to the bar and just going to the bar, going to the club and just going to the club, I got this booth, and so now my people can be with me. This is a better experience. So you
Yep.
maximize your time.
Exactly.
Um,
And who
never
you
thought of
giving it
it that
to?
way.
right, and who you giving it to, and then even when you worked, so you worked this amount of hours and you got this amount of money, and instead of just working and getting just that work and that money from it, you also turn that money into some Louis Vuitton luggage. So you maximize your time. Your time was now not just work and money, but it was also worth that luggage. So now you can carry that with you into whatever else you
why
do.
not?
You maximizing your
why
time.
Cause why not?
You
You didn't got that
Yeah.
credit portfolio
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
You didn't got that investment
Yeah.
portfolio
You did
together.
everything.
You
You
stayed
did.
in that house till you was
Talk to
25.
him.
You know
You
what I'm
saved
saying?
up that
Talk
money.
to
him.
Why can't you have that Lambo?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I kind of
Yeah,
want to
exactly.
change gears.
Go ahead.
Y'all. So when I think of black luxury, I kind of like was looking at it different, but I'm glad y'all all shared your opinions and stuff. So like when I think of black luxury, I think of like black luxury brands, which I don't really feel like we have a lot of.
We don't.
And
I'm
I feel
glad
like
you
when
took it here.
and I was gonna say a lot of times when we do talk about black luxury,
Yeah.
we talk about like Louis, I don't need a
Mhm.
Louis bag, but and I think that's okay. I think we should be able to compete with our counterparts, but I don't think we have enough black luxury brands.
I'm glad you brought that
we-
up.
yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because Triana Turner, she's a new writer for Rich Mac Digital. Make sure you check out Rich Mac Digital, read those articles. But she's actually living in Europe right now, and she's gonna be writing about luxury black culture and just unpacking it. So make sure you check out that article because there isn't enough.
It's
And a
not.
lot of these black creatives and these black people who have these fashion brands aren't sole proprietors of those brands. They're still heavily entrenched on
That's
white
what I was gonna
on white
say.
capital.
Definitely.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but go ahead.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
agreeing with
Yeah,
you, like,
okay,
mhm.
yeah,
That's a
yeah.
fact.
Um,
But we got some. I mean, we do have. I feel they're not as prominent.
And
They're
not even that,
not.
but like, okay,
Yeah.
let's say I don't even know if I'm gonna bring up Kanye's brand. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I'm sure he probably is the complete owner of it. But so like with Kanye's brand, it's like it's a black luxury brand, but then we be like, I'm not paying $250 for no Yeet or whatever, however much they cost.
I'm about to chime in.
Some
on
people
this.
do, but I'm
That
saying it's like
shit
when
nervous.
black people put out their luxury and they put their price on it, it's too expensive.
But if Louis Vuitton puts
Right.
Right.
Or if just
Right.
some white boy in LA made a brand and decided, like, I don't know who made like Supreme, but that's one of the most, I ain't gonna say
So-
basic,
so
don't
listen.
fry me, but I'm just saying, it's simple
Right.
in terms of, like a lot of the design, but it's like people spend so much. And I understand why, because it's a bunch of different factors with that brand on why it's so popular, but I'm just saying, like,
Invest in black, and
But
and put our dollars where
as some-
they matter most.
As somebody who runs a clothing line, the biggest issue is it's an oversaturated crowd,
okay,
and
it's
one of
fashion
the
now.
huh?
It's fashion now. Is the
No,
fashion-
it's saturated. That's
and
what I know.
oversaturated. Okay.
But I think the issue is with black people is it's two sides to that coin.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of black people that want to charge what they charge, But
and
they
it's not
giving
worth
you the
it.
product.
But
that
not
you
giving you
need.
luxury
and I
service.
agree
That's
with
true.
that.
That's
I agree
true.
with
So
that.
when you, because like me, I like to charge what I like to charge. Why? Because I'm a person that you pay for what you get.
Right, honestly.
Handcrafted.
Now you pay for what you get.
I feel that
So
100%.
if I'm gonna charge you $60 or $70 for a hoodie, you should be able to wear that hoodie for 5 to 10 years.
Yeah. Right.
Period. And that's how I feel. So I feel like a lot of times it's a distaste in somebody's mouth because they didn't work with somebody. That black people, you know, we do that. Oh, somebody they get bad service over here, then the whole community did
Right.
bad.
Right.
Yeah.
We gotta stop doing that, bro. If I'm charging you 60, it's probably because I have to spend the money. So I need to make the money back.
I feel like as black people, we just need to invest in black luxury in general. I'm talking about like black art,
Yes.
pottery, poetry,
Yes.
anything that is, you know, consumable. I think it's something to be said. Like they already is looking at us as the cream of the crop. They taking all of our ideas anyway.
Right.
Like,
I think
and
we should
profiting
be.
off of
yeah,
it.
like we should be
No, they do.
at the top. You know
We
what I
should.
mean?
I think it comes
And
from
we
media though. Like, you know, if you think about it, like you wouldn't know about LVs and Givenchy's and shit like that
If it wasn't for
if it
Instagram.
wasn't for Instagram, or if it wasn't for like your favorite rapper or your favorite R&B singers wearing what that is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's why I appreciate some of the black influencers who do collaborate with black artists,
yeah.
black creatives, black fashion designers, and I think that's important that we continue to do that because, like Dee Dee was saying, we are the culture. Like, and because they're profiting off of our culture, it's taking dollars out of black hands and putting it out there. So if we turn it inward and we invest the dollars where the people are working, where we're working, and where we're creating, then those dollars can't be siphoned. Like, and then we can, then there's a new standard for black luxury because like everyone's grandparents weren't driving caddies, but the more we invest in black culture, the more we invest in black work, black artistry, the more we can elevate. The more we can, the more luxury is going to be the standard, and that's the more that we're gonna that self-care, because it's all circling back to self-care and us feeling better and us and so we have to invest where we.
Question.
Go ahead.
No, I was about to say finish. I got
Yeah, that all I'm saying is just like Deandra was saying, like everybody was saying, like.
So, how y'all feel about the people, like, when you finally get to indulge in your luxury, right? You got your bus. The people like, oh, nah, you doing too much. You feel me? Like you dipping and dabbing. Like, how do that make y'all feel? Because I feel like we as black people, like, we want to see us win and do these luxury things. But it's like, dang, we also talk about this when we get the luxury thing. Like, now I'm doing too much. Or you just got so much negative to say about me finally living my luxury
I think that
life.
comes
That come from
Go ahead.
white people.
That's what I was
Okay.
about to say. I seen this
It's
conversation on
in
Twitter.
a black man's soul to rock that gold. He
Yeah.
spent his whole life just to get that ice.
Period.
Kanye said it, and it
But
makes.
it is, but it's also how we carry ourselves as well. And it's like if you carrying yourself like you think you better, then
Nah, that's a fact.
then
That's
I'm
true.
gonna say like I'm not gonna
No,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna
I
rock
feel
with
that.
you. So it's
Yeah.
both sides. Like yeah, we have been oppressed. Yeah, people want to make us fight one another. Like that's facts. Like yes, but we also when we're coming into this, like we can't think we better than people just because we got
That's
something.
But we gotta
Like,
also stop letting white people make us feel like now that because we're doing something, it's not good enough. When
Right.
really it is. Cause I seen this conversation on Twitter where they were talking about like Michael Kors and Coach bags, and at one time
I saw
that
that
was
too.
the standard.
That was
if
the
your girl
thing.
didn't have a Michael Kors bag, what
Then
was you
who
doing?
was she?
But it's just like now that because it's more accessible to black people,
You can
now
talk
all of a
about.
sudden it's just like my man better not dare buy me a Michael Kors, and it's just
And
like,
it's like,
this
what?
is still a luxury brand, like y'all, even us as black people, we even say it because now anybody can get it. And Louis is almost getting like that too. Certain Louis stuff is starting to become like that because now since it's accessible to the everyday black person, it's starting to be like. That's not good enough. Okay, yeah, you got Louis, that's cool, but like you need Dior, you need
And you don't need to do
your
nothing.
$2,000 bag now is starting to be like that's not good enough. You need the $6,000. You need a Birkin bag because this is what the industry. This is what white people or whoever is saying is the standard. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Unpopular opinion. Y'all set that standard.
Who is?
Ooh. Women.
I'm not gonna hold you up. Women
black,
did.
because listen, men's whole job is to chase after y'all. No, I'm not. There's nothing wrong with
I'm
it.
listening. I'm trying to hear
No,
him out.
because a man's job, you give a wife a house, she makes it a home. So y'all set the standard of what we need. If a man ain't got a certain amount of stuff, he can't step to you. So what he gonna do? He gonna go get more so he can step to you. So not y'all, not speaking for y'all, but I feel like y'all set the standard on what men need to have and what we need to come with. Because if y'all saying I want this or you can't deal with me, most men are going to try to get that to deal with you.
And I think that that's fair for her to say that.
No, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah,
No.
but I think that's fair for whatever your price is. Set your price and live your life.
Yeah.
Set your price
Yeah,
and live your life.
absolutely. Set your price.
Because somebody gonna pay it.
Somebody.
Somebody gonna pay it. But you have to find what your price is, and not like Ivan was saying earlier. Don't be socialized to believe like this is what I need to have if that's not who you are.
Exactly.
And also. Don't be expecting someone to pay a price that you're not worth.
Baby, if you're not worth the Birkin, you ain't getting no
If
Birkin.
you're not worth the Birkin, but you think you work with Tory Burch,
There you go.
It's
You
not
know what I'm
gonna
saying?
add
Don't
up.
ask for something you can't afford yourself.
period.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's a
I'm
fact.
gonna ask.
Exactly.
And that's okay too. Like I
No,
was
that's
gonna
it.
say that but then I've changed my thought process because I used to think that too. But at the end of the day, like if you want to date up, but just be willing. Just
be willing to take yourself
Understand
up too.
Yes,
exactly, and what you bring to the table.
Exactly.
Like,
You can't date somebody that got money to get you a Birkin, and meanwhile back at the camp he asked you to do something that's equivalent to Birkin, and you be like,
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't do
And you
that.
can't afford the Birkin,
Nah,
don't
you
ask
can't
for a
do that.
Birkin.
when he asked you for that trip to Dubai, don't be looking like,
Exactly.
If you can't afford the Birkin, don't ask for the Birkin.
If you set in a standard for black luxury, make sure that you're matching that standard that you set for
Period.
black luxury. Like
Yeah.
it gotta add up.
Absolutely.
It gotta add up.
you gotta make it.
But
gotta-
at the same time, it ain't tricking if you got it.
okay.
It ain't true.
That's the
And-
reason why I was about to
Yeah,
your
yeah.
statement.
Yeah,
If my
bro.
man can afford to buy me a Birkin bag, then baby, buy me a Birkin bag. If you
Okay,
feel like that's
I'm
what's
not
gonna make
saying
me
she a gold
happy.
digger, but she ain't missing
That
out.
ain't me gold digging.
And
If he
that's-
can afford it,
if-
he can afford it.
If he
I
can
don't have to
afford it and
it.
you not necessarily asking for
Yeah, if he
it,
wanna buy it
that's
for me as a
different.
gift.
Right.
But if you can't afford it, but he can, and you like, oh well, I want a Birkin, then I'm like, as a man, I'm gonna be like,
Girl,
well, that's just me. Not
Yeah,
all
yeah,
men are like
yeah.
this, but me as a man cause me and my girl, we go half on everything. Now, am I a man? If it come down to it, yeah, I'll take care of most of the bills, but we can still go half on his rent. If we go
Absolutely.
out to eat, you ain't gotta worry about stuff. But I ain't against you paying here and there. I
Right.
ain't against you
Definitely
buying me
not.
nothing because it's a
understand
it's a partnership. We a team. But at the
Absolutely.
same time, if she not making nothing or you not doing nothing and she like, well, I know you got some money, I just want this Birkin. Hey baby, I love you, but if you want that Birkin, go work for it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not working just for the both of us so you
Okay.
can get luxury, then I gotta scramble for what I got. No, sweetheart, go get you a little money. I go half on that Birkin. I buy the Birkin and I go half.
But in my defense, if you was a millionaire and you
Oh, that's
could-
different.
Right.
That's
That's
different.
whole-
That's
if you
a whole
had,
different
if
game.
you was making 6 figures, I'm not saying a Birkin bag, but I'm saying maybe like a Dior bag or something. You might be more likely to do it because you won't really be hurting behind it. So it'll be like I can throw her this low $4.
Right. Because at the end of the day, we said that black luxury is maximizing your time.
That's
So make
true.
sure
Yeah.
that your time is
Absolutely.
maximized.
Period.
And
Make
I just
sure.
like, oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
I was
girl.
gonna say I just really like what you said too about setting a standard. Like
Yeah.
growing up for you, seeing a certain thing was a standard, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's your standard, and
Right.
everybody have their own.
Don't have unreasonable standards. though.
Absolutely.
There are unreasonable standards. You can have
Okay.
standards, but there are unreasonable standards.
Right. Don't get on the wheel and just be
Yeah.
Right.
running. Don't get lost in the sauce.
Please.
Hold yourself accountable.
It's very
Yes.
easy.
and
Very
be able to
easy.
be critiqued. All,
Period.
all
Yourself
criticism
in
is not bad criticism.
Absolutely.
If you come to if you come to a woman and she say you ain't got enough for her, she might not be the girl for you, or she might just want you to step it up.
Yeah.
Girls, if you come to a guy and he say you ain't doing nothing, I'm not spending no money, you know he not broke, and know that does not mean he is gay. That means he just does not want to, and that means he just don't want to spend his money and his time on you. It go both
Exactly.
sides. Set your
Period.
standard, but don't have unreasonable standards, and
I
don't
agree.
project your insecurities on somebody because you get denied. Nobody is
be
entitled to give you their
Okay.
time or their money.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, black luxury is self-care, and it
Yeah.
should not be.
Absolutely.
It should not be hurting you to be luxury. Like
Exactly.
it should make you feel good.
It's a
But-
freedom.
Yeah,
It's like you
it's-
should feel
it's-
free.
and that's why
It's
I
the
agree with you.
liberation
It's a
thing.
liberation.
If
Like
you
you
buying
should
your
never
bag
be
because
hurting.
you care,
Yeah.
Yes, he should feel
You
good
should
because
never
he
be
doing
like
it.
going
He
into
shouldn't-
the Louis store like, oh, this is my rent money. Like,
Yes,
no,
yes,
please,
yes,
never that.
yes.
Like, luxury
Black-
should not
I'm about to
feel
spend
like
12K.
pain.
Black luxury should be liberating.
Yes,
It should be
so-
liberating.
We gave y'all a lot of literally rich talks today. Like literally.
Literally.
Like, we did. We talked about investment portfolio. We talked about moving out your parents' house, being on your own timeline. We talked about what luxury is to y'all. So I hope that y'all give yourself a little self-care today.
Yeah.
Y'all listen
Yes,
to this
sir.
rich talk and remember where the money resides. And that y'all be here
Where
next
money
week when we
reside,
talk about more
where
rich talk.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to Rich Talk. Make sure you subscribe to our website at richmagdigital.com and follow us on all platforms.